Hi friends, we will now see one poem about who is good and who is bad to be employed. Can everybody be motivated, or is there somebody who cannot be motivated at all? That is the basic theme. And the poet here says that everybody can be motivated. That is the point here. So let us read the shloka. I will read the shloka, I will explain the shloka, then I will explain a little bit of grammar, and then we will wind up repeating the shloka. So that will be the drill. I will read. Amantram aksharam nasti nasti moolam anaushadham ayogyah purusho nasti yojakastatra durlabhah. So here the poet is talking about three things, not only about a person who can be employed or who cannot be employed, but he is also talking about some other things. So he says, he is talking about three things, means he is first talking about an aksharam. Aksharam means a letter in an alphabet. In the English alphabet you have got from A to Z, you have got alphabet. In Sanskrit it starts from A and then it ends with ksha, ha, ksha, sa, sha, sha, sa, ha, ksha. So about 56 letters are there in Sanskrit alphabet. So like that, every letter in that alphabet can be used as a mantra. So that is what it says. Amantram aksharam nasti. There is no letter which cannot be used as a mantra. That means, in fact, in Indian tradition, every letter has been used as a mantra to refer to some sort of divinity, some divine force. So that has been the tradition. If you see the mantra shastra, there is a particular shastra, a particular science relating to these mantras. So there, a particular letter denotes a particular force in nature. That particular force in nature is treated as a deity. It's not as though there is a god who is standing, who is there wearing a crown and then say standing there, etc. It is just visualized. It is just visualized as a deity. Because the whole universe, if we see, the greatest thing we see in the universe is that the universe is full of pure consciousness. And in that pure consciousness, there are so many forces which are appearing. So fire is a force, water is another thing. The space itself is one force. Then Vayu, the air itself, is another force. So these things, they are also associated with the same consciousness. So these things are visualized. These things, they impact the human body. These things, they also impact the human body. In fact, the human body is, actually a product of what we see outside. So it is like that. So that is why every letter in the alphabet is shown as representing one particular force in the universe. So like that, amantram aksharam nasti, the first line of this shloka says, there is not a single letter which is not a mantra. And what is a mantra? Mantra, the meaning of mantra is, you keep thinking on it, keep deliberating on it, it will protect you. It will give you greater and greater meaning. So mantra is a short something like an aphorism. Something like a small sutra or an aphorism, a short saying. So mananat trayate iti mantraha. Mananat trayate. That means you keep on contemplating on that. It gives greater and greater meaning, more and more shades of meaning. So that is what we see, particularly in important mantras like Gayatri mantra or some other Mrityunjaya mantra. The more you deliberate, the more you think on them, the more you understand about the depth in that particular mantra. So like that, in our tradition, every letter has been used. Then the second thing which he talks is nasti moolam anaushadham. Moolam means any root, any herb, any plant. You see, in nature, there is so much of diversity in nature. Of course, human being has destroyed a lot of nature. We have destroyed natural forests. We have, destroyed a lot many plants, and we have caused some irreparable or rather irrevocable damage to nature. In spite of all that, still there is something. So still we go to some villages in those tribal areas or in some forest areas, you still find some herbs, and then some people who are giving those herbs. And here the poet says, nasti moolam anaushadham. That is, there is not a single herb, there is not a single plant which cannot be used as a medicine. This is something, only the point is one has to know If you do not know, you think that it is some useless plant. But if you know, it is useful for something. Particularly in Ayurveda, if you see, Ayurveda is a branch of science, one of the alternative sciences as we call nowadays. We call them as alternative medicine. So in this Ayurveda or Unani, they talk about these herbs. And then these herbs are so cheap, and then they are also effective. If you go to a doctor, you may have to pay maybe $100. But here in a few cents you will get a medicine which will do the same, which will give the same effect. So it is like that. So this moolam, nasti moolam anaushadam means there is not a single medicine or there is not a single herb which is not a medicine. Something may be poisonous. Even poison is used as a medicine. Even poison is also used as a medicine in some particular doses. Then the third line says about a person. Ayogya purusho nasti. A person, purusha means a person, not necessarily a man, it also refers to a woman. Whenever you come across the word purusha, it not only refers to a man, it also refers to a woman. We have to say like that. In law there is a saying, whenever you say man, it embraces woman. Man embraces woman, they say. So legally, these legal pundits, they also sometimes joke. So they say man embraces woman. So in law, whenever there is a section of law, there is a reference to a man, it also embraces a woman. So something similar. Ayogya purusho nasti, we also have to include a woman. So there is not a single person who cannot be motivated. Ayogya. Yoga. Yoga is, what is yoga? Yoga means, English word is yoke. The English word yoke, that is bringing two things together, joining two things. Ayogya. One who cannot be yoked, one who cannot be yoked to some job, one who cannot be yoked to some productive work, that is ayogya. In fact, yoga, we know we are familiar with this very famous word yoga. What is yoga? Yoga means union. Union of what? Union of this individual self with the ultimate self. That is realization that this individual self is not different from that ultimate self, that supreme self. So that is what is yoga. And for knowing that, you have to do a lot of spiritual exercise. There are lot many spiritual exercises which are told in that. So that is what is yoga. So yogya is one who can be employed, one who can be yoked to a particular task. So there are always people. People say, some master says, this fellow is useless. So which means, here the poet implies that you are not fit enough to know his real nature. In fact, you have to be more mature. It is not as though that fellow is immature. You are not able to, say, use him properly. Ayogya purusho nasti yojakaha tatra durlabhaha. Yojakaha means a person who can yoke is yojaka. A person who can yoke. So this yojakas tatra durlabhaha applies to all the three above. That is, amantram aksharam nasti. Suppose you use a letter, you use some particular word. That word can be used as a mantra, provided there is a person who knows it. Similarly, a medicine, similarly a herb or some plant. If there is a proper person, he knows how to use it. A person also, if there is a good master, he can use him, he can be trained properly. In fact, here there is a story of, we all have heard about one book called Panchatantra. Panchatantra is a book of so many tales, not fairy tales, tales relating to birds, animals and things like that, where lot of statecraft has been taught. Panchatantra is not a fairy tale book. It is about statecraft, about making friends, about how to win over friends, then how to handle your enemies. If at all you have enemies, how to handle your enemies, how to create difference among your enemies. So that is all statecraft. And that book was written by one gentleman. Of course, we need not go into who has written first and all that. It seems that this book is in existence right from 1st century AD. And initially it seems one Jain monk had written it. And later it was rewritten by various other people. And now we say that there is one Vishnu Sharma who is there. And then he taught 4 sons of a king. So in fact, one king had 4 sons, it seems. So those 4 sons, they were all stupid fellows. They were considered rather stupid fellows. because they were not learning anything. They were not learning, say, all this royal. King means a king is supposed to be a wise person, because he should be fit enough to rule. If he has to rule a vast population, then he should know human nature. He should know statecraft. He should know who is good and what is right and what is wrong. So how to teach those people? Because these people, they were appearing to be dull, etc. They were not interested in. They were just relaxing, and then they were wasting their time. So the king, say, proclaimed in his kingdom, whoever teaches my children, whoever can teach my children this statecraft, I will reward them profusely. So one teacher came forward, and then he taught this. He took up the challenge. In 6 months, I will make your sons very wise and then very proficient in statecraft. So he taught this, say, this Panchatantra. He seems to have taught this Panchatantra, all these things to these children, and then they made them very competent persons. So their interest in studies grew. So till that time they were not interested in studies. After listening to all this, then they got interest in studies, and then they became good rulers. So that is what we see. So like that, ayogya purusho nasti. So this particular teacher, he was good enough, he was competent enough to see them, to see their weakness, and then to train them properly. So that is what we see there. Let us see the poem. Let us repeat the poem. We will see the grammar here. Amantram aksharam nasti. Nasti means it does not exist. Na plus asti, nasti. Nasti is a familiar word in Sanskrit. If you say something nasti, asti means yes, it exists. Asti. Nasti means it does not exist. Then aksharam, which is amantram. Aksharam means a letter. Amantram. Na plus mantram is amantram, which is not a mantram. A letter which cannot be used as a mantra does not exist. Then nasti moolam anaushadham. Nasti again does not exist. Moolam. Moolam means the root of a particular plant. Any plant. Root of any plant. Nasti moolam anaushadham. Na plus aushadham is anaushadham. Aushadham means a medicine. Anaushadham means which is not a medicine. There is no root, there is no plant, there is no herb which is not a medicine. Then ayogya. I explained this word yogya. That is one who cannot be yoked to some task. So ayogya purushaha. Purusha means including woman. Nasti. Such a person does not exist. So because you can always, if you are a good master, if you have some good knowledge of human nature and all that, you can always use a person. That is what it says. Purusho nasti. Yojakaha. Yojaka means a person who can yoke. Tatra durlabhaha. Durlabhaha means very difficult to find. Yojaka is difficult. So if there is a yojaka, provided there is a good yojaka, provided there is a good trainer, even a very, very untamable horse can be tamed. In the same fashion, even a fool can be trained, even a fool can be employed purposefully. So that is what it says. Let us read the poem again. Amantram aksharam nasti.
Amantram aksharam nasti.
Nasti moolam
anaushadham.
Ayogyah purusho nasti. Yojakastatra durlabhaha.
Durlabhaha.
Okay, fine.